Hi, so in this video I'm going to show you how to query XML into HTML using XQuery. So I have an XML file right now, and also if you see the first part, so part 1 is how to query and transform XML into HTML using XSLT. So do check that out if you wish. It is actually quite beneficial and it will help you a lot, especially in this video. Okay, so I have here an XML file, and as you can see here we have U nodes, we have S nodes. So I did explain this in part 1, however just quickly to recap, the W nodes are words. So we have the word well, we, the, page, etc. So in this video, so we're going to make two XQuery files. The first file, which I just have here, I'm just going to show you also how to get to this point. We're going to take all the has words. If I just do Control F and I search has, we're going to take the has words and we're also going to take its following word. So here we have has there. If I do Command F, by next, we have has, the next word, so hasn't. So the first XQuery file, we're going to do just that, and the results will be like this. So we've transformed it into a HTML table. We have taken all the has words and we've also got its following words. So has there, hasn't. Part 2 is something quite similar. We'll just go to part 2. So as you can see here, so this is part 1 still, we have hasn't been repeated twice, and we have has been not twice actually, more than 2 times actually, but has been repeated twice. Here we're going to make this column distinct and then create a third column. So if I just run this, which will show how many times it's been repeated. So has been is repeated twice. Hasn't has been repeated 5 times. So this one is a bit more, they're quite similar, however I've done them in 2 different styles just so you can get your head around XQuery. So if this is something that interests you, please keep watching, and like I said, if you haven't watched the first part, which is the XSL, I really do recommend that you do, because it will really help you a lot in this video. So stay tuned, and like I said, all the source code is inside my description box below. So it's inside my GitHub, so feel free to access them and take them as you wish. So if this is something that interests you, please watch on. Okay, so the first step is I'm going to open my XML file. Just going to open that. Okay, so if you go to part 1, over there I explained more about the XML files, but in this video I'm just going to go straight into it. So where the W nodes are, these are the words. So we have words such as well, we, the, any, page. Okay, so the first that we want to do is we want to get the words, the word has. So if I do Control F and I search the word has, let's make it lowercase and match the whole word only. We have has here. If I do Command F as well, we have has here as well. So we want to do that. We want to get all the word has, but not only that, we want to also get the following word. So here we have has. The following word from has is this. And if I go again, so let's do more. Type in has. Again, same word. Control F. Has again. The next word is has large. Command F, has again. Just go this way, and the next word is this. So we want to get the word, all the word has, and want to get all the following words afterwards. So right now our main focus is the W node and its following W node. So the W node of the word has and its following node. So that's the main aim we want to do now for the first part. So this will be done again using XQuery. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to put on an external schema. I will put this in the description box below for you to access. I'm not really going to do anything with this or anything. I'm just going to put it here just as a base for myself. also I might do a following video which I'll just explain more about XML and the schema itself. Okay, so the first step is I'm going to create a new XQuery file. So I'm just going to go File, New, XQuery file. Okay, and there you have it. So the first step is we want to query this XML file and we want to make it into an HTML file. So again, the first step is we're going to create our HTML tags. So we have HTML, after that it's the body, because I'm just going to indent it as well, and we're going to have it into a table. So the first column will be the words has, and the second column will be its next word. So I'm just going to do table border equals 1. Okay, now I'm just going to do the headers. So I'm just going to go tr. So the first header, we're going to name it, so the first column, let's name it target. Okay, I'm just going to close this, and then the next one, shall we name it, let's name it successor. So it's following word. Just going to close that. I'm just going to close that as well. Okay, so now I'm just going to also go further down. I'm just going to close the table. So just have to do that later. So we'll just do it now, just get it over and done with, and the HTML. Okay, so now let's start. So what we want to do is, whenever we do an XQuery, so as you see with my XSL video, if you've seen that, we just went straight into it. However, here we're going to do a curly open bracket first of all. I'm just going to do a closing one over here. So that's to declare that inside here will be XQuery. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is we want to take this XML file. So using the for, we're going to do for. We're going to create a variable. So the variable, I'm just going to name it words. So for words in, and then we take the XML document. So we do doc, and the name of the document is ks0.xml. Okay, and then now what we want to do is we want to get the W node. So if I just go to the beginning of the document, so we have the W node. We want to get rid of any of these proceedings. We just want all the W nodes. So to do this, I'm just going to do 2 slashes and a W. So that now takes all the W nodes. But not only do we want the W nodes, but we want only the nodes which has the word has, as shown here, the word has only. So to do this, we're going to create another variable. And we're going to do let, so let, this is to create a variable. We're going to name it, let's name it string has. So when you create a variable, you do a $sign. So string has, and let's name this, so to create a variable, so you do colon equals, and let's name this as has. Okay, just like that. Let's do comma. So instead of doing let and then creating a variable and doing a let again for another variable, we can just do comma, and we'll create another variable. So as you can see, if I just go here with the word has, we have some spacing here. However, some of the word has, let's just click again. This one has a spacing, but some of them do not have a spacing. And we want to make sure that we get the ones which has a spacing and which doesn't have a spacing as well. If I can find one that doesn't have a spacing, that would be perfect. But if not, there are definitely words that don't have a spacing. This one. So this has doesn't have a spacing, and the thing is, if we just say we want the word has, it's going to take this has, but it's going to ignore all the ones with the spacings, and we don't want that. We want to get get the has, which has a spacing, no spacing, capital letters, small letters. We want to get the word has. Okay, so to do this, the next step is, what we're going to do is going to create another variable. I'm going to name it word. Let's do word. Okay. And now we want to make sure that we make that this words, we want to make sure that all the W nodes that we get are lowercase. We also want to make sure that they have no spacing. So to do this, I'm just going to do equals. I'm going to use the normalized space function. Also going to take the lowercase function, and then we're going to call the variable words, just like that. So what we've done here is we've taken all the W nodes and we've made them all lowercase, and we've removed all the spacing. This is so useful. So when we do a comparison with the word has, we're going to make sure that we are converting all the words from has, making sure they're all lowercase, making sure that they have no capital letters. Then when we compare it with the word has, we'll get all of them. Okay, so let's do another comma, and we're going to now get the preceding words. So to do this, I'm just going to do a next word, and then I'm going to take words, which is this one. Okay, and now I'm going to do following sibling. So this takes the W nodes and it takes their following node, so the following sibling. And just to do this, and we only want to take the following node straight after, so we don't want to take all the following nodes but just the one node after. So to do this, I'm just going to do W, and then I'm going to do 1. Okay, so far we have the W nodes, we've made them lowercase, we've removed any cases, so we made sure they're lowercase, and removed any spacings. We've also gotten the following nodes. Now the next step is also with the following nodes, we also want to make them of lowercase, and we also want to make them of no spacing. So I'm just going to create another variable now named following, and I'm going to do again, so normalized space, lowercase, and we're going to call next word. Okay, next word. I'm just going to close this. Okay, so now what we want to do is, now that we've got the word, we've made them all lowercase, we don't want to have all the words, we just want the word has. So the last step is, we're going to do where the word, so word is when we've normalized spacing and lowercased all the words from the W nodes, so where word equals string has, and then we do return, just like that. So let's just recap quickly again. So we've taken all the W nodes from the XML file, created a variable called has, we've converted all the W nodes into lowercase and removed any spacings. We've got the following nodes of the following nodes of the W node straight after, so not all of them but just the following node, and we've also made them of lowercase, and we've also removed the spacings. So now let's display the data. So again, you can put HTML tags inside the XQuery. So we're going to do tr td. Also let me know if there are any HTML beginners out there, and I'll hopefully maybe do a tutorial on HTML. Okay, so the first thing we want to display is this, so the word, so all the word has. Okay, So now the first column will display all the word has, so when they occur, and now the second column is now going to display the following words. So the following word from the word has. I'm going to close that, and again we're just going to close now. So close all the rows. Okay. Now let's just do this. Okay, so now we're displaying all the word has and its following word, or as we called it here, its successor. So now I'm just going to save this inside the same file. I'm gonna name this I'm just gonna name it successor, since just like that. I'm just gonna save this. Okay, so now if I run this, let's see the results that we get. Okay, so let me just lift this up. So we have all the word has, and we have its following word. So has there, hasn't, has large, has been, has gone, has done. So if I just go here, and let's just start from the top. Okay, so if I do Command F and I do has, so after the word has there, has there. Let's do it again. After the word has, hasn't. Okay, it should be hasn't again. There you go, hasn't. Now it should be has large. Yep, has large. So with success, this following works. So we were able to get all the has words from the XML data and its following word. Okay, so the next, so part 2 of this XQuery is going to be something kind of similar to this, whereas here we're going to keep the target, so as has. We're going to also get its successor, so the following word. However, as you can see here, we have hasn't repeated twice, has been repeated twice. What we want to do is we want to make this distinct and then create a third column which will show how many times are they repeated. Because as you can see here, hasn't is repeated quite a lot, has got also. So we're also going to make this column distinct, and the following column will display how many times so hasn't occurred, how many times has got occurred, rather than the repeated printing as shown here. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So similarly, I'm just going to create a new XQuery file, new XQuery file. Okay, so what I'm also going to do is I'm just going to, should I copy and paste? Okay, let's copy and paste this, and then we're also going to make quite a few changes, so it won't be similar to this at all. I could make it similar, but I'm just going to show you another way which you could do it, just so to get your head around how to use XQuery. So first of all, what we want to do is we want to have target, a successor. We also want to know how many times they occur. So I'm just going to name this one as frequency. Okay, so now I'm just going to remove this. I'm just going to remove this as well. Okay, so let's start now. So similarly, this time, actually not similarly, we're going to make it a bit more different. Yep, so let's start off with the let. So before we go into anything, let's make sure that we have the variable. So we do let string has, and we're going to take the word has. Oops, so it's double speech marks. Okay, just like that. Now that we've gotten that, let's create a variable called words. So again, I'm just going to make it a bit more different, just so you can get used to using the let and the for. We're going to create a variable called words. We're also going to again call the file, so it's called ks0.xml. Okay, So as you can see here, we called the file and its following nodes. We're just going to just do something a bit more different here. We're going to call its following, not following nodes, sorry, we're going to call its W nodes. So here we've called the XML file and taken its W nodes. Again, I could just leave this as it is, but just to make it a bit more different, I'm just going to make it the W nodes all lowercase and remove all the spacing inside here rather than creating another variable. So I'm just going to do open bracket. You have to kind of get used to how to use the XQuery syntax and where to place the brackets, but once you get used to it and you start experimenting, it's actually a lot of fun. So I'm going to make all the W nodes lowercase. Again, normalize the spacing. And again, I could stop here, but how about now that we've made it lowercase all the words, we remove the spacings, let's just get the has words now. Equals string has. There you go. So now we've got all the has words. We've made sure that they're all lowercase and they've all got no spacing, and now we've got that. So that's just done. Okay, so now let's focus on the following words. So again, if we just go back here, when we got the following words, we did words / following sibling, and we've gotten all of them. However, as you can see, now this time we want to get the distinct values, because we don't want hasn't to be repeated twice and has been to be repeated twice. We want it only to repeat once. So to do this, we're going to use the distinct values function. So I'm just going to create a for. I'm going to create a function called distinct words. Okay, and then I'm going to do in, and then to get the distinct values, it's actually being again built-in function. It's called distinct values. Okay, so now what we want to do is going to do open bracket. We're going to call the words, now the has words. We're now going to get its following sibling. So again, I can just go back here and I can just do following sibling and then normalize the spacing and the lowercase in the next variable, but I'm not going to do that this time. I think we can just do it inside here. So I'm going to do lowercase normalize space, and now inside here is where I'll call the following sibling. So I'll just do following sibling, call the W, and of course not all its following sibling, but just that one after it. Okay, I'm just going to close this. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now not only will it make the following sibling lowercase and normalize spacing, but it will get all the distinct values, so the ones that are different. So just before we just go any further, let's do return. Okay, before we get the frequency, just so we can check whether it did actually get all the distinct values. So inside here, I'm going to do, let's print, should I print string has, or I could also print words. Okay, I'm just going to print string has, and inside here I'm going to print the distinct words. Okay, I'm just going to save this. I'm going to save this one as frequency. Save. Okay, and let's run it. Okay, so it's saying here, okay, so it shouldn't be an underscore, it should actually be a dash. That was my mistake. Okay, so now as you can see here, has been is repeated once, hasn't is repeated once, so basically it works, it's repeated once, so that's a success. However, now the next step is for the frequency. So we can't have the frequency only displaying hasn't as once. No, because it's displayed more than once. Same with has been, it's displayed twice. If I just go back here, how many times has, and just play this, has been is repeated, yeah, twice. So it should say twice rather than once. So to do that, let's create another variable. So I'm going to name this variable numWords. Okay, so I'm going to call the words function, which has all the has, and then I'm going to do lowercase again. So we want to count now how many times does each of the following word occur. So we're going to do, so we're going to get the has, we're going to get the following sibling, but before that we're going to make them lowercase. We're going to normalize the spacing. So again, similar to how we just did here at the top. Following sibling. Okay, and now we want to, okay, but if I just leave it at this, it's going to count it not correctly. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're counting only its distinct values. So to do that, I'm just going to do equals distinct words. So now we are only counting its distinct words. So let me just put the $sign over here. Okay, so we're taking the following words after the has words, we made them all normalized spacing, we made them all lowercase, and we've also counting the distinct following words from the has word. So if we just make sure and just check that this works, let's now create another one. I'm just going to copy this, paste this here, and inside here I'm going to call numWords. Okay, so now has been should be displayed twice. Whoops. Okay, so that was my bad. Let's put the count function. Okay, let's save that. Okay, so now as you can see, has been is displayed twice. So this works. So we've gotten the has words, we've made the following words of the has lowercase, normalized the spacing, and we've also taken the distinct words of each. So if I just remove this, and let's just see what happened, just for our sake. Look at that. So we need to make sure that we put this in to get the number of the words after has, and it's distinct, just like that. So again, so remember how over here in the XSL file, actually in the first part that I did, so do check that out, we used sort. In XQuery it's something different we have, which we're going to use is order by. Order by count numWords. So in the XSL file we use sort by to make sure we get the results in descending order. So over here instead, so XQuery is different from XSL, we use the order by, and then we just do, after that we just do descending. So now if I save that, so now it goes from descending order, and there you have it. So this was actually quite a, I would say, I mean, I personally find XQuery much more easier than XSL. However, some people might find XSL much more easier. I would definitely recommend to check out both the XSL videos that I made and also this one as well, because both of them will really make you understand more about XML and how to take the data from it. And you can see differences. So as I mentioned, over here in XQuery we're using order by, whereas in XSL we use sort. It is something similar, and just your preference, and I do recommend learning both. So we've got two results now. We've got its target, successor and its frequency, and in this video we've got its target and its successors. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more videos. I'm going to put all of this source code in the description box below, which will be inside my GitHub, so feel free to use them and play around with them. Ask me questions, I'll be happy to answer them in my free time. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. I really hope you've learned something from this, and yeah, so see you soon in my other videos.